Good morning, and it's Karen here, live with you as I am pretty much every Monday, apart from those Mondays when, of course, we have a lot of bank holidays coming up. Bank holidays? Yeah. So, live with you today, but not here next Monday because we have our first of our May bank holidays. So, another short week. So, I don't know if you're like me and you're still on catch up from Easter, having a long weekend was wonderful, but it's catching up on that. So, if you haven't joined me before, I'm Karen Curitan. I'm a social media trainer, but my specialism is LinkedIn. I absolutely love LinkedIn. It's my favorite platform, but I also train Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. In fact, last Thursday night, I was doing a session for a bunch of Tropic Skincare ambassadors, which was absolutely wonderful. Really enjoyed that. And when I was getting ready this morning, I was thinking about today, and the fact I was talking to somebody the other day about when you're working through processes and when you're coaching people, how it is like peeling an onion. I'm not going absolutely bonkers, but it is true. And social media is like peeling an onion because there are so many layers to it. Good morning, Facebook user. I can't see who you are because you haven't clicked on the link at the top of the live, which says allow StreamYard to use your details. So thank you for joining me. Morning, Jackie. Nice to see you. So yeah, social media is like an onion because there are so many layers to it. Massive amount of layers. And this is the thing that I'm seeing so much of. I was having a look actually on Instagram. We were traveling back from London at the weekend and I was having a bit of a scroll through Instagram, and it's quite clear that people are taking a lot of care, which is good, to produce beautiful posts on their social media. And that's fantastic to do that. But actually, you need to be building your audience, and that's where the layers come in. So how I work with my clients is slightly differently because it isn't just about what you're saying. Yes, we need to post. Yes, we need to get engagement, get people interested in what we're saying. But we have to do a little bit of legwork and peel some more layers off or build those layers up, whichever way you want to perceive this. Because one of the things I was talking to a client of mine the other day, she said, I really need some help with my social media, Karen. And I said, okay, well, what do you need? And she said, I don't honestly know. And the truth is that she wasn't clear about who specifically she wanted to work with. I said, explain to me why somebody would use you rather than offers the same products or services. So, for example, on Thursday night, there was about 25 Tropic Skincare ambassadors. And, it's why would I buy from one rather than the other? And that's really important. So think about that. So what I want to talk to you today about is those layers. Think about it almost like layers of a cake. There's a good way to start thinking about cake on a Monday morning. So think about that. Think about understanding exactly who you want to work with, not just somebody with a pulse, somebody who's prepared to pay for your services. What is your niche? Because the more you can funnel down and focus on your perfect client avatar, and there may be several perfect clients. There may well be several perfect clients. At different times of year, you may have different offerings. So as at the minute, for example, I'm working with my social media for trainers group. So I'm working particularly with trainers and coaches. That doesn't mean to say that I don't work with other types of business owners and organizations, because I do. I work within network marketing, I work within professional services. There are two other niches that I've sort of developed, but there may well be a seasonality to what you offer. And it may be, if you have a product-led business, then it might be that at this time of year, you're focused on a different type of product. And that's where mapping out and building those layers up, thinking about your plan, having real clarity and focus rather than just saying, oh, I'm going to post every day this week. Let me tell you, that ad hoc approach will give you, guess what? Ad hoc results. You need to be focused. And I actually had a power hour. I did a power hour for one of my clients the other day, last Thursday. And how we approached it, and I'll share this with you because hopefully it'll help you, is I said, okay, let's look at the end of 2023. Who do you want to have worked with? In what capacity have you worked with them? What products or services will you have sold to them? Then let's break it down. Is there a seasonality to what you offer? If there isn't, fine. But then let's break it down into each quarter of the year, because in December, if you do if you offer a service rather than a product, you're probably not that busy in December, probably not that busy the first 2 weeks in January. So you can start and break it down. So take that quarter and do it month by month. Then you can look at what you want to accomplish each month of the year. Then you can break it down further. Within that month, what do you want to be working on? Who do you want to be supporting and helping with themselves, either their business growth, product sales, whatever it is? You all have very different businesses. But the more that you build these layers up and have focus purely on who you want to work with rather than just posting for posting's sake. There is a big shift now that we need to get engagement. We need to have people talking back to us, getting on board and engaging with our content. Because if we aren't getting engagement with our content, it's clearly not working. Which brings me on to the other layer that I'm going to drop into here, which is having a look at the data that you get. Which posts have performed best, rather than killing yourself trying to think of lots and lots of unusual posts. Think about simple things like personality-led posts, because especially if you have a service, that's one of the reasons why I go live every Monday. Even sometimes might not even particularly feel like it, might not even have lots of time to go live this particular Monday. But think about what you can do that will inject personality into your preferred social media platform. So personality is a big thing because we buy into working with individuals rather than organizations. Excuse me just a second. So give some thought to how you can get your personality across. Personality comes across in every element. When I get, that's often the case, Facebook user, can't see who you are if you haven't clicked on Facebook. There's a bit where it says give StreamYard permission. So I'm really sorry, I can't name check you. Yeah, but if you're on Facebook or Instagram, that is appropriate. And that's the other thing, is not every piece of content is going to work on every platform, which also brings me to the fact that you don't need to be every man, every woman, every person. Hang out on the social media platform where the majority of your perfect clients are hanging out. Otherwise, you're just not going to get results because you're in the wrong place. When I see people who are very much product-led hanging out on LinkedIn, that isn't really the platform unless you are looking to engage with suppliers. People aren't going to buy furniture or accessories on LinkedIn particularly. We know if we're on LinkedIn, we're intelligent enough to think, well, if I want to look for products, I'm going to go on Instagram, Facebook, maybe a bit of Twitter. So think about that. Are you on the right platform? And with your content, make it relevant to your perfect client. If it doesn't resonate with your perfect client, then there's a problem in the kind of content that you're putting out there, the imagery that you're using. Be really mindful of that. And also give some thought to the fact of, your personality should come through in your brand, and your branding is so much more than just a logo. When I rebranded 2 years ago, Yes, 2 years ago. I rebranded 2 years ago, and because I felt as though my branding, as lovely as it was, as professional as it was, didn't represent me and my personality. And then I rebranded. In fact, when I had my nails done last week, really funnily, I said to the fabulous Kelly, I said, I can't remember the name. I want to change back to my favorite, my summer color. She says, well, of course you do, Karen, because that's your brand color. It is. It's my brand color. So your brand is so much more about that. So does your content reflect your brand, or is it just pulling something off that's easy and straightforward for you to do? And Canva has got so many tools within it now. You know, if you've got your brand board loaded, it will adapt. The AI that sits behind it will adapt posts to make them look on brand. There is so much you can do now. So these layers that we're talking about, these peeling these layers off this onion of social media success, is all about so many things. You know, with your content, we're not just talking about personality, we're talking about authority positioning. How am I going to get a sense of why I would work with you rather than somebody else? What problems do you solve? Have a clear understanding of that. And this is why I urge people not to do their social media on their phones, because it creates a reactive response. What we need to do is plan for social media success, build those layers, understand all of those different elements. You know, are you taking time to follow and connect with other pages, other people who are your perfect clients, building that relationship? Because especially if you have a service-led business, people don't need what I offer every day, week, month, or even year. Some people might work with me for 6 months and say, I don't need your help anymore. That's great, Karen. I'm going to hang out and catch your lives and see all the latest updates. That's fine. So we need to be consistently showing up, and that's my favorite word. Consistency with every element of your marketing. And that's my final tip for today is, as much as I love social media, it's not a one-trick pony. It's not a silver bullet. It's not going to be your solution for everything, because not all of your audience is hanging out on social media all of the time. And funny enough, this morning I'm running a session for my Social Media for Trainers group all about email marketing. Excuse me. Last bit of coffee of the morning till I meet up with my business friend, because marketing is lots of different touch points. You know, the marketing experts will tell us that could be aimed between 10 and 13 touch points with somebody before they actually choose to work with us. So what I want you to think about is, what other marketing are you doing to get people connected with and learning about you, your products, and your services? So that's me, Karen Cureton, social media trainer. If you've got any particular questions, feel free to private message me any topics you'd like me to cover in future lives. I will be back in 3 weeks' time, because actually we've got the 1st of May bank holiday, then we've got the 8th of May. So I will see you in a couple of weeks. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.